Huge achievement has come for India as country has become the largest buyer of planes in the world, says New York Times. What does that mean for the Indian aviation industry? And what does that tell the world about the strength of Indian economy and Indian consumer? Before we dive in, please subscribe to the channel and stay always one step ahead to know all global important events happening around you. Give a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Let's move on with the video. The Indian aviation industry is coming of age as the country gears up for a greater standing on the world stage. India is buying more planes than any other nation in the world, and New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport, IGI, will be ready for 109 million passengers next year, claims the New York Times. India beats all countries in the world in buying planes, says a report in the NY Times. India's largest airlines have ordered nearly 1,000 jets this year, committing tens of billions of dollars to a spending spree that is unparalleled in aviation. As per the report, IGI is all set to become the world's second busiest, behind Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport in the United States. And this is happening in a vast country still heavily reliant on trains, with 20 journeys by rail for everyone by air. Two of the world's largest airplane makers, Boeing in America and Airbus in Europe, have the biggest slice of the Indian aviation infrastructure, red planes pie. In February, Air India, under the new owners the Tata Group, agreed to buy 250 planes from Airbus and 220 from Boeing, worth a combined $70 billion. In June, Indigo, the country's biggest carrier by passengers and flights, ordered 500 new Airbus A320s. In India's big push for the enormous aviation build-out, there has been a surge of investment as India moves up the ranks of the world's biggest economies. According to the report, India is scrambling to meet the expanding ambitions of its ascendant middle class and its airports present highly visible achievements. While it is true that not all Indians can afford to or choose to fly, the ratio being 20 journeys by rail for everyone by air, the fact is that an estimated 3% of the country's population flies on a regular basis. In a nation of 1.4 billion people, that percentage represents 42 million. Though air travel remains out of the financial reach of most Indians, those who have time, distance, or urgency compulsions fly often. The average Indian flyer comes from the community of executives, students, and engineers who yearn to get quickly from here to there inside India's borders and to gain easier access to destinations beyond for both business and vacation. Kapil Kaul, the chief executive of Kappa India, an advisory firm focused on aviation, reportedly told the New York Times that the next 2 to 3 years are critical for achieving the quality of growth that India desires and deserves. The aviation industry has not been raking in any profits, and now is the time to prove that it can do so. Kaul explained the nexus between increasing intensity of spending sprees that resound across a country's economy with an increase in passenger and freight traffic, and then it is followed by foreign direct investments, FDIs. The NYT report lauds the way in which the Indira Gandhi Airport has become India's most valuable infrastructural asset. A far cry from what it was at the time it was handed over to GMR to operate in 2006. It is fuel efficient and has an automated luggage handling system that can sort 6,000 bags an hour. The number of airports has doubled in the 9 years since the BJP's Modi government took office, to 148 from 74. Union Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia told NYT that there would be at least 230 by 2030, as the government has invested more than $11 billion in airports over the past decade, and Scindia promises another $15 billion. India's domestic travel on its homegrown airlines has seen a 36% increase in passengers since 2022. The pandemic hangover persists as foreign tourists are just a fraction above 10 million a year, but low-cost carriers are taking Indian travelers to destinations such as Azerbaijan, Kenya, and Vietnam. Direct flights to these places from Delhi or Mumbai are available for less than 21,000 rupees, or $250 one way. What's more, the expansion of the country's aviation infrastructure is going beyond the premier metropolitan areas to relatively smaller principalities like Darbhanga, Nashik, and the northeastern borders of the country bordering China. India's impressive plane buying capacity is not just about numbers, it's a testament to the country's economic strength and the power of the Indian consumer. What does India's plane buying capacity reveal about the Indian consumer's strength? It's a question that opens up a world of understanding about the economic transformation that has occurred in India. The power of the Indian consumer has grown exponentially over the years. It's a power that isn't just confined to the local markets, but is being felt on the global stage. This increasing purchasing power is a result of a robust economy, higher disposable incomes, and a burgeoning middle class. It's an economic revolution that is impacting various sectors, not least of which is the aviation industry. As India's economic clout has grown, so too has the desire for travel among its citizens. With a rise in disposable income comes the aspiration to explore, to experience, and to broaden one's horizons. This shift in mindset has fueled both domestic and international travel, leading to a surge in demand for air travel. In fact, Indians are traveling more than ever before, and this trend isn't slowing down anytime soon. This rise in air travel demand has had a direct impact on India's plane buying capacity. It's a simple equation, really. More passengers mean more planes, and India isn't just buying planes, it is placing large international plane buying orders, outstripping all other nations. This is not just about meeting demand, it's a strategic investment in the future, a future where India continues to grow and its citizens continue to travel. But what does all this mean? It's more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's a symbol of India's economic growth, of the strength and ambition of its consumers. It's a testament to the progress the nation has made and a beacon for the bright future that lies ahead. India's emergence as the world's largest plane buyer is a clear reflection of its economic growth and the strength of its consumers. It's a testament to the nation's progress and its bright future.